most respected chief guest, Dr. Heber KB, Director, ICAR, Central Plantation Crops Research Institute, Kasaragod, Kerala, and our Honorable Director of Nifton Thanjavur, Dr. M. Loganathan, sir, distinguished guests and speakers for technical sessions, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to all of you. With immense pleasure, I would like to share that today's webinar is on the plantation crops processing and value addition has been organized under the banner of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, promoting the Atmanirbhar Bharat as a part of PMFME scheme. May I now invite Dr. Sylvia Sineja Ma'am, Professor and Head PMFME Coordinator of Nifton Thanjavur for the welcome address, please.
Thank you, Priya. Most respected Chief Guest, Dr. Hebar KB, sir, Director, ICAR, Central Plantation Crop Research Institute, Kasaragod. Respected Director of NIFTAM Tanjavur, Dr. M. Loganathan, sir. Reputed speakers from various organizations and academic institutions, participants from across the country, dear colleagues and PMU team of PMFME Niftam Tanjavur, a pleasant morning to all. So as you all aware, this Prime Minister's formalization of micro food processing enterprises scheme has been launched last 3 years it was running. And this is the 4th year we are running with the aim of upgrading or bringing to the formalized sector of food processing industries like micro food processing industries, which are spread across in our country. Nearly 25 lakhs of these micro food processing enterprises are there in our country. So out of that, at least 2 lakh micro food processing enterprises should bring to the forefront with all upgradation as well as formalization. That is the aim of this scheme. And today we are organizing the 18th webinar on plantation crops and processing as well as the value addition. Previously, we have conducted 17 such national webinars on various crops. It was initially originated based on the ODOP concept, which was there in the PMFME scheme initially. So under that concept, each state and each district has to select one crop in that district, and they have to work on popularizing that crop as well as that products related to that particular crop. Today, it is plantation crops, as you all aware that it is actually a major sector contributing to the national economy of our country. And many of the districts from various states have selected these plantation crops like coconut, arecanut, palm, and tea, coffee as their ODOP product also. And we are very fortunate to have a very special chief guest today, who is the very apt for inaugurating this webinar, Dr. Hebar sir, who is the director of Plantation Crop Research Institute of ICAR, who are the pioneer in this area. They started working on the coconut, palm, as well as cocoa. This juncture, I would like to welcome Hebar sir on behalf of entire Niftam Tanjavur family for this inaugural session. Sir has immediately accepted our invitation to be the chief guest for this webinar inaugural session. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation, and wholeheartedly welcome you for this inaugural session. So next, I would like to welcome our beloved director, sir, who is always supporting us for organizing these programs under PMFME. So on behalf of entire Niftam family and all the participants, I welcome you, sir. And we got very eminent speakers, a good panel of expertise, eminent speakers from various organizations pertaining to various plantation crops today. So I welcome all the speakers for this inaugural session. And also I extend a warm welcome to all the participants who are always supporting us for organizing such webinars. Always there will be a good support and participation from our group. So I'm sure that this webinar will enlighten all of you because we tried to incorporate almost all the plantation crops, including coconut, palm, cocoa, then sugarcane, tea, coffee, like speakers from various organizations working on these various crops has been wrapped up in this webinar. So hopefully this will be a very good platform for you to gain the knowledge apart from the processing and valuation addition side, the packaging as well as the FSSAI guidelines and the funding opportunities as well as DPR preparation aspects are also included in this webinar. So with this, let me welcome all of you once again for this inaugural session of this webinar. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to introduce our Honorable Director, sir, to you all. Sir obtained his doctorate degree from Agriculture and Terminology in 1999. He is handling national and international research projects on grain storage, monitoring of stored products, insects, and management of insect and food products. He has also developed methods for thermal disinfection of paddy using solar energy. He has trained for GMP, HACCP, and internal auditing by Manitoba Food Safety Knowledge Center, Winnipeg, Canada. Sir has also attended and presented a paper in 11th International Working Conference on Stored Product Protection held in Thailand in November 2015. His area of specialization are grain storage and store product insect management. May I now invite our director, sir, for the presidential address, please.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you. Very good morning to all. Most respected Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Jabbar sir, Director ICR CPCRA Kasargod, organizers, Dr. Sindhya and PMFME team, and eminent speakers from various organizations and speakers from all over the country. Very good morning once again to all of you. So before going to the subject, just I want to give an introduction about our institute. NIFTM Tanjavur is a INA Institute of National Importance under the Act of Parliament. So we are concentrating on three aspects. One is an academic. We are offering BTech, MTech, and PhD in food technology. In the case of MTech and PhD in three disciplines: food process engineering, food process technology, and food safety and quality assurance. So we are admitting BTech students through JEE main ranking through JOSA, Joint Seat Allocation Authority. For MTech and PhD, we are conducting our own entrance examination and personal interview for the PhD programs. It is both all the admission process is on, and everything is all the details for admission process is available in our website. Apart from academic activity, we are also doing R&D with advanced technologies. We have a center of excellence in non-thermal processing. We have a center of excellence in grain processing, because we started work on paddy initially as a paddy processing research center. Later, we expanded our mandate to all crops and renamed as Indian Institute of Crop Processing Technology. And again, we renamed our institute as Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology. Like that, slowly we expanded our mandate. So still, we are continuing with the grain science. So we have a center of excellence in grain science, and we have very nice laboratory on various aspects, including nanotech, biotech, and grain storage. Like that, we have all advanced equipments and advanced facilities for doing research, both by the students and the faculty. And the third, we are also getting projects, externally funded projects through DPD, DST, CDP. Like that, we are getting a lot of funding, both the national and international funding. And apart from that, we are doing outreach activities through our incubation center. We have a nice incubation center. We are creating entrepreneurs through training, consultancy, and also we are giving our incubation center for our incubatees. So already we have developed more than 120 entrepreneurs. They are doing excellent business, not only in India, they are doing export also. And we have a NABL accredited food testing laboratory with more than 180 parameters for various food products. And our lab is also FSSA referral laboratory. Recently, committee came for making our laboratory as a national reference laboratory. This is what our institute activities. Apart from that, we are supporting to our ministry on various aspects. Our ministry is also supporting not only on the financial support on various aspects. As Dr. Sinija told, PMFME scheme is a very important and giving a lot of importance nowadays by the Ministry of Processing Industries. So Niftam Tanjavur is a nodal agency and we are maintaining that portal, PMFME portal. You can visit that portal in our website itself, right? Top corner it will be there, link will be there. So we have uploaded all the technologies available for starting an industry. Apart from that, videos, PowerPoint presentations, model DPS, everything is available. Only thing that those who want to become an entrepreneur or those who want to start an industry, they can visit our website, they can get some basic idea. If they want, they can attend training programs. We are conducting continuous online training programs and hands-on training programs at our institute. Apart from that, we want to create awareness throughout the country. That is why continuously we are organizing webinars. Monthly basis, we are organizing webinars on various particular topics. So today's topic is plantation crops because it's also very important topic. Now people are requesting like anything for starting business with coconut, particularly Palmera products, and also tea, coffee. So that is what we wanted to organize this one. And once we decided the topic, then we want to have a support of ICR, CPCRI, Kasarkot. So immediately approached them. Thanks a lot from Niftam Tanjavur family sir for immediately accepting our invitation and be with us as a part of this one, making this webinar as a successful one. So we have invited eminent speakers across the country on various aspects that includes not only scientific support and also for financial support and what are the schemes are available, how to prepare DPR, how to brand, everything is there because Ministry of Food Processing Industry is supporting not only for product development and business. Now there are another scheme, PLI scheme. MOPA is supporting for promoting your brand also, branding also funding is available. You can visit the MOPA website and also PMFME website. This is ready to support on various aspects. Only thing, the individual is ready to start a business on food. They have to go through the website, get basic knowledge, and go for applying through PMFME or any other scheme. Get funding from our ministry, both PLI and PMFME scheme, and you can become an entrepreneur. It is very nice scheme. Only thing, you should have a content on that. To create the content only, we are organizing such seminars. My humble request to all the participants, be with us throughout the day and listen all the lectures and get more information and you keep on interacting with the speakers. It should not be a one-way thing. At the end of each lecture, there is a question and answer session, or you can chat with them, you can get more knowledge and we are sharing their contacts also. You can keep in touch with them, you get more knowledge. And our ultimate aim is to make more entrepreneurs in the country and make India as a food hub for the world. So with these viewers, once again, I welcome all of you and wish you all the best for the participants. Thank you. Thank you for the organizers.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such an inspiring word with us. May I now invite for today's program our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Heber KB. Sir was the one to demonstrate the cause and management strategy for sudden or para wilt of BT cotton. He joined as a scientist at Central Institute of Cotton Research, Nagpur in 1995. As a physiologist, the drought, salinity, and flooding tolerance traits and cotton genotypes developed by him are well recognized. He developed and validated the common stem simulation model InfoCrop for the simulation of the growth and production of cotton under future climate. In 2007, he got selected as a principal standard at Indian Institute of Soil Science, Bhopal. He took special efforts to uphold the health benefits of areca nut. Many students have carried out under research work under his guidance. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation and being with us in this program. May I request, sir, for the inaugural address and guidance?
Thank you, madam. Good morning, everybody. Most respected director, Dr. Lokanathan, one of the prestigious Food Processing Institute's director, Dr. Sinija, Priya, distinguished speakers and participants. As you know that I'm director from a Plantation Crop Research Institute. Especially we deal with coconut, arecanut and cocoa. In addition to that, now we have included this Palmyra as a mandate crop. Uh, in fact, our institute is again a very old institute. It is now 107-year-old institute. And we have regional stations, 2 regional stations, one at Kayangulam, it is in South Kerala. It is also again 75 years old now. So I think in the ICR system, our institute is one of the oldest and one of the regional stations, any of the regional station to have that kind of age is very rare. And another regional station we have for arecanut and cocoa at Bitla. And there are 3 research centers in fact. One is at Kaikuchi, Assam, and another is at Mohitnagar, West Bengal, and International Gene Bank at Kidu, Subramania. It is again in Karnataka. So in addition to that, we have 28 All India coordinated research projects on farms throughout the country. So it's a quite big establishment as far as these plantation crops are concerned. Today's, in fact, workshop you have arranged, I think it is very timely, I think, to take stock of the latest situation, what is happening, in fact. If you see this plantation crop as such, roughly we have around 7 million hectare. Compared to other crops like wheat and rice, it is not much. That is why up till now the kind of importance given, especially in ICR for these crops is, I would say that it is a rather neglected crop. But only now they have realized that these crops are also very important. Why means if you see geographically, some of these crops cannot be replaced by any other crop because they are grown in such a harsh climate like coastal areas and hilly terrains. But these are also highly vulnerable to climate change. So they're now, I think, in a very vulnerable position. And whenever there is some perturbance, these crops' productivity is affected. Another major challenge what we are facing is labor constraint because these crops requires most of them are perennials, so there is a huge requirement of labor force and that to skilled labor force, especially when it comes to climbing. Availability of this kind of skilled force is very limited, so that is also restricting our production. Once this production is going down means the cost of product is going up. So most of the times, if you compare internationally, our cost of production of these crops is very high. So we are not able to compete internationally. For example, if you take coconut as such, other major countries growing coconut is Philippines, Indonesia, and to certain extent Sri Lanka, where the cost of production of most of these crops is very less compared to India. That is another disadvantage. So with this kind of problems, this sector is facing a crisis. Now, to tide over this crisis, what we feel is, I think it can be, to a certain extent, this problem can be alleviated through the development of technologies. In that context, value addition is one of the most important thing, which you have taken it as a topic for today. I think I could see that very eminent speakers are there. They'll be talking about what all the different products available, how to go about, and what way this can be uh, uh, that innovation can be refined so that I think more and more people can adopt and their income can be generated. But one thing is that when we are talking about value addition, we should know that what is the major objective of this value addition. That is the most important thing. I think one of the major objectives should be that we should think of empowering the farmers. Suppose if I am talking about coconut, if he is getting 10 rupees today, we must ensure that at least by doing this processing and value addition, he should get at least 12 rupees or 15 rupees, something more than that, so that that way it is being empowered. And the second thing is, I think whenever we talk about youth and others, we should also have in mind that employment generation. Of course, most of this processing and everything, it involves employment. So I think more and more people can be skilled and employed for doing these processes or in marketing also. The third most important thing is that consumer preference, and consumer also should be satisfied. I think that kind of studies also we should take up. Unless consumers are there, even if you produce, if it cannot be marketed. So I think having that kind of study first should know that what is the preference of the consumers. Accordingly, I think we have to come back and see that what is that product is required. So these three things are there means I think there is no doubt that whatever the product we develop, I think that can be marketed, and we can see the prosperity of the farmers. When we say that value addition, one of the major things we should look for something very competitive. That product what we develop should have some kind of value, like either in terms of quality or shape, color, or any other thing. See, if it has to be competitive means we should show something or some benefit in terms of the health. Unless it is there, it becomes very difficult to market. Some of these products, when we take like coconut products or cashew products, they are all prime segment products. So they should have that kind of additional benefits. Then only if entrepreneurs can uh, commercialize these products and they can realize the benefit out of that. The third most important thing is we should have some plans if our this venture to become successful. One is we should know that what is their operational plan. So operational plan means what is that to be processed, what should be its quality, and what should be its cost. Unless we have a knowledge on these things, then anybody takes up any technology, I think it may not see the light of the day. Because quite often I am seeing, even in fact, we also have commercialized more than 300 of our products to different entrepreneurs. Some are successful, some are not so successful. Because what happens is, for example, if I talk about virgin coconut oil or coconut sugar, if they produce a very small quantity, then their selling price would be something like sometimes it would be as high as 1,000 rupees per liter or 800 rupees for a kg of coconut sugar. It becomes for even if for a rich person to buy that product at that price would become very difficult. That is why we should know that what is the purchasing power of the consumers and at what rate we can give. So unless we have this kind of knowledge, it becomes very difficult. So this is one of the areas I think today's speakers they must highlight and say that how they can regulate the price. If I because when I discuss with the people from Philippines and Indonesia, they say that when they are exporting their virgin coconut oil, it fetches them around maximum $6 to $8, means around 480 to 600 rupees. That is an international price. Domestic price is still less. So how they are producing at that rate and why we are not able to produce in our country, this is a big question mark. That is why I think when we discuss here, we always tell that it is when you are producing virgin coconut oil, suppose I am giving an example, it is not only virgin coconut oil we should not think of. There are a lot of byproducts that also you have to make use of. And only when you combine this main product and byproducts, then we can regulate the prices. So that is the most important thing. So unless that price competition is there, I think it becomes very difficult to go in the market. Luckily, our market is not completely opened. Otherwise, if there would have been glut of products from Southeast Asian countries into India, because once their product comes means it is very cheap, and then competing with those products from those countries, it would be very, very difficult. That is why I think we should have in our mind, whenever we develop a technology, we should have these things in our package of practices. Unless we regulate that one, it becomes very difficult. Then the second thing is, at the personal level, he should see that what is his skill level, what kind of training he requires. This also he should decide. Thirdly, and that is the most important thing again, what we require is sales plan. This is a big challenge, in fact. So a lot of competitors are coming now, and he should see that what is that attractive thing in his product. It is there. That is why I said that quality is the most important thing. And even at this juncture, as a researcher, I can boldly say that still a lot more needs to be done in terms of research as far as these products are concerned. Right now, what we talk is mainly based on its nutritional factors or any other proximate analysis. We have not gone for any clinical studies in most of these products. So unless we do that one, we cannot critically comment on the health benefits. So having that clinical studies for most of these products is very, very important. I think that we people have to work jointly and in a collaborative way to see to it that for these products, our health benefits are listed on the product. So that becomes easy for marketing. Then the management plan, because when we have, for example, now the concept is mostly a cluster based approach, that is through FEOs, farmer producer organization, or if you come to coconut, then we have this coconut producer company or federation or society. But quite often we see that whoever in the helm of affairs, they see that it is a big force for them, and they will not be knowing how to interact with the rest of the lower level people, and there is no proper coordination, and that is why the whole system is not functioning properly. So I think having that kind of coordination is very, very important. Then finally, I think investment and uh, the financial plan, because because some of these technologies, they require quite a huge investment also, because when you are planning it, you should plan it properly, and from where to get the finance, what kind of financial systems are available. I think that also today it will be discussed. So whom to approach, what kind of assistance available. So this knowledge also very, very important. As I said that right now, if you see, there is no limitation for technology, there is no limitation for finance, and in fact, consumers are also well aware. They are looking for the quality products. But the question is then, why quite often I am seeing that they are not successful. Our farmers are not successful. They are not satisfied still. So this is a big question mark why it is happening. As I said that one of the major reasons is the cost factor. Most of our produce, if you see the international market, our cost is very, very high compared to other things. Now, as a researcher or as a scientist, we have to think now how to bring down this cost. So, what kind of mechanization is required? Or even if your product is quite costly, and you have to see in that what is that quality parameter which fetches you that price. So based on that, you can claim that yes, my product is very prime product. If you are eating this one, it is diabetic friendly, or some kind of this kind of health benefit we have to highlight. But that is also lacking. So I think we have to collectively work out um, to see to it that in entrepreneurs, when he takes our technology, how best he can market it. Unless he markets, he cannot make the profit. If it is not made profit, then it is not successful. So it's a chain system. uh, that is what we have been seeing, because when we talk to most of the FUOs, especially producer companies and others, they are very enthusiastically take the technologies, but after some time they will start expressing all these problems. So in fact, I also attended earlier also few ODOP programs, and in fact in Hassan and Tumkur, I was there actually. And when that ODOP program came, most of the people, they were not aware what is that ODOP. So they were thinking that some money is coming, we have to just distribute it to some nearby KVKs or agriculture colleges. They did just like that. But the concept was entirely different. We were supposed to have in that district a centralized processing facility. When we raised this issue, then they were telling that who is going to take the responsibility. So this is also another issue. So I think we have all come together. If this kind of program is successful, I think something we have to emulate like milk cooperatives, wherein in addition to the farmers, there is technocrats, bureaucrats, policymakers, everybody, even marketing personnel, everybody will be joining together, and everybody contributes. Then only it is possible. I think, see, I think government, we are in fact now telling to the governments also, see, government should look for what? One is farmers empowerment, employment generation, and you are giving a quality product. Why government has to make a profit? Government should not think of profit. No profit, no loss. I think it can be easily run if all of these components join together. So I think ultimately when we develop a technology, I think we should keep these things in mind for the future, and we should have all these qualities. And as a policymakers and researchers, I think we should insist upon, I think henceforth in the future, that uh, if you just give the technology to a entrepreneur or a farmer producer organization, it would not run. I think it requires the backstop, that hand holding. Right now we are doing this hand holding, or we talk about capacity building in terms of giving training and everything. So if you just give training, then they go back, then they will do something. It is end of the thing. It is just not sufficient. I think there is a continuous involvement of all these people concerned should be involved. Then only it will be very successful. I think today's meeting, most of these things, I'm sure that it will be discussed. I think at the end of the day, if there is some recommendation on this line, I think I would be very happy. And I'm sure that because since it is one of the best food processing institute, I'm sure that I think your recommendation would be very, very encouraging for the people of this country. So I wish all the very best to the director and all the staff and all the speakers and participants for a one-day workshop. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for inspiring us with kind words and guide us. Now I request Director Sir to kindly facilitate this that memento as a token of gratitude. Thank you, sir.
So, most respected Chief Guest, Dr. Hebar sir, Director, NIFTM Tanjavur, Dr. Loknathan sir, all the eminent speakers and dear participants. So I would like to express our sincere gratitude for our chief guest on this occasion, who has graced this inaugural session and delivered a very wonderful speech addressing all the issues related to this plantation crops, and also what is the way to move forward. In this line also, sir has given us some advice. Definitely, sir, we will be framing some recommendations and we will try to incorporate all your valuable points, and we will put it up for further approval from our ministry side or whatever we could able to do. And we will also go for the collaborative research as you suggested in these aspects. So thank you very much, sir. On behalf of entire NIFTM Tanjavur family and all the participants, I express our sincere gratitude for gracing this occasion. Next, I would like to express sincere thanks to our director, sir, who is always motivating us and guiding us to organize such programs. Thank you very much, sir. And we are having a eminent panel today, including Professor Mishra from IIT Kharagpur, Dr. Manikantan, Dr. Augustine, Dr. Naik sir, and many others who will be delivering wonderful sessions for today's webinar. So on behalf of NIFTM family, I would like to express our sincere thanks to all the eminent speakers for today's sessions, and also the participants who have joined with us today from across the country. Thank you very much for your continuous support and cooperation with us in organizing this type of webinars. And also our PMFME team, computer session, entire staff, and all the students who will be cooperating with us for organizing such webinars. Thank you very much. Once again, I wish all the participants to get benefited from this today's various sessions, and thank you all. Jai Hind.